So we might look to switch games here. So let me see if I can spot my old Pericles playthrough that I was doing. Might be a little bit old. It's the difficulty. I'm looking through my save files, and I'm actually doing a Pericles 4-player game on Vassal at the moment. So I'm trying to pick out the solo stuff I was doing. And I probably... Oh, was that it? Let's have a quick look. Ah, yes. Here we go. Yeah. I'd just had to wonder exactly where I'd got to on that. I think we got to the end of the debates. Yeah, pretty sure that's the case. So last look to see where Jordan is. Looks TKS. That's it. TKS. That's the ones. Yeah. No, we haven't got him. So we'll do a switch over. So let me just drag. Hopefully you'll be interested in what we're doing here with Pericles, rather than what Napoleon was doing. And you should be able to see that now. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, how does one get into playing on Vassal? Yeah, so you download the program from vassalengine.org, and that gives you the basic framework, and then you can download modules from that site. Although you can get them elsewhere, you can get them at some GMT, I think, have them, and few other people publish their own. Particularly DVG publish their own. They actually charge for their Vassal modules, and you effectively import it into your copy, and it's there ready. So if I show you the normal Vassal screen, the sort of main screen, just let's see here. So this is my module library. So these are all the modules that I've imported. And once you've imported it, well, once you've downloaded it, you just do an open module and find the file, the vmod file it's called, and it'll just place itself in here. You double click and it opens to the game, and it looks very much like you've already seen. So that's Vassal, but vassalengine.org. It's how do you try and find an opponent? So there is a Discord server for Vassal, in which you can request anybody, request or have a game of whatever, and they'll reply. So look out for that. But also there are just your usual ways of finding opponents, and particularly at distance, you can use Vassal to connect, which is what we couldn't do on Wednesday when the connection went down. So we effectively had isolated Vassal programs on our computers, and we couldn't actually share any of the moves, and couldn't go through their server. But anyway, so yeah, bear with me here, because just switching games in midstream, which I've never done before. So let's see where we were. I believe we hadn't converted our issues where Athens and Sparta were. I'm even trying to remember who I was. I'm the demagogues. That was it. Yes, and I think we just finished the debates. So once we've done that, we get on to the political phase, which we determine the honour of, so effectively who won of the previous assembly phase. So the first thing you check is whether anybody had won the ostracism, and it looks like there was ostracism up here for me. So I won the ostracism. So the ostracism for this award for the assembly sort of takes precedent over everything else that happened. So it doesn't matter who won what issues or the number of issues, and ostracism actually means that whoever won that issue gets 3 honour, and the other side loses 3 honour. So I won it, and I'm the demagogues, and here we have our honour markers here. So my demagogue marker, if I can find it, goes up 1, 2, 3, and the aristocrat marker goes down 1, 2, 3. So that's settled the Athens oration honour. But I don't believe the same thing happened over in Sparta. I don't think anything was... No, there was nothing forced by Aristophanes. So just trying to remember here, we had... Chris, hi. Indeed, he's deserted the field. I'm on my own, unfortunately. So, I've had to do... some hot shoe shuffling here and just switch across to my Pericles playthrough and just let me see if I can you want the Discord server, let me find it for you. It is, I think there is a copy link. Let me put it into the chat here. So I believe that is the vassal invite there. So that should get you on there. I don't think it expires, so I think it's always open, and should get you on there. Right, yeah. So we switched to my my live stream of Pericles solo, where I'm up against 3 bots. So hopefully that provides you as much entertainment as Mr. Napoleon and his nighttime activities. Doesn't sound right, does it? His his narcolepsy, shall we say? Yeah, brilliant. Okay, you're in. That's fine. Yeah. So, I believe. I mean, if you have a look at the about, it'll talk about and the announcement. It'll tell you about how to use it. But effectively, if you want to play a game, you go into the LFG requests folder, and there's a certain syntax you have to put in. But you can see from the previous, and then people reply in the LFG discussions folder to the request. This Pericles, it may well be that one. Oddwealth has not yet cracked. I don't know of another one called Pericles. There might be, but yeah, this is GMT indeed. So if you haven't come across it, Chris, then why didn't you watch my previous live stream on this? Dear oh dear. Yeah, you're slacking, man. You're slacking. Yes, it's kind of a derivative of Churchill, the Churchill system, but it is actually quite different in how it does. There's Churchill, there's this one, and then there's the one that's up and coming, which I think is Congress of Vienna, which is on P500. which again I think is a bit more like Churchill and less like this. This is slightly stylized here. But I'm playing so there are 4 players in the game, 4 factions, but they're actually 2+2. So there are 2 Athenian factions and 2 Sparta factions. This is Peloponnesian War, of course. Pericles, a famous Athenian leader in that. And there's each turn is kind of split into 2. So the early part of the turn, it's kind of you against your opponent in an assembly, where you're trying to grab hold of issues, a little bit like Churchill, onto your side, so you own them. And each of the assemblies are doing that. So both sides do that, and they debate, and they use cards to debate. Then the second half of the turn kind of switches into like a 2-player game. So the 2 sides actually fight or do things. So you and your opponent is now your buddy, and you're both trying to do best for your side against your opponent. So for me, I'm the demagogues, so I've just been debating with the aristocrats, whereas the Europontids and Agiads, they're both bots, have been debating as well. But we've just finished that. We're just going through the resolution, and then we will be switching. It's kind of left to right. We'll be switching to the main board. So this bit, nothing has happened on the board as yet. It's all been in the assemblies so far. That's what we're doing. Yeah, baffled. And in fact, actually, I was as well. I've had this since it came out. I P500 this, and I looked at it. I was able to get into Churchill fairly straightforwardly. This one, I kind of scratched my head and I went, "My God, what the hell do I do here?" But I kind of bit the bullet and said, "No, I'm sure I can get this if I try hard enough," and I kind of have. It's quite procedural. Also, exactly what you need to do is very hard to fathom out. You effectively, how you win is this honor. These are VPs, and so you want to get ahead. You want to be the winner of your faction, and also your faction being the winner as well, if you see what I mean. So what I want as the demagogues is I want to beat the aristocrats, plus I also want myself and the aristocrats to beat the Spartans. That's what you have to do. So it's a bit. Churchill has a similar thing, where if the leader is too far ahead of the third place person, then he may not actually win. So you've got to help your partner along as well. So I've just lost him 3 honor and gained 3 at the moment. So it's obviously you want to be better at it, but we now want to make sure that Athens gets more honor in total than the Spartans do. So we've just done the debate, and we've got you can see the issues of these markers, these sort of pale blue and pale brown sort of beige markers here, and I've got 4 which I've won. There are 3 stuck in the middle which nobody has won, and then only 1 on the aristocrat side. On the Spartans, there's a 3-1 here. However, there is the numerical value actually has meaning, but actually it doesn't for Athens here, because